Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
When The Sixth Sense was released in cinemas 25 years ago today, that sensational twist ensured that it became one of the most talked about films in cinema, cementing director M. Night Shyamalan's status in Hollywood for good. Bruce Willis led the way in the psychological thriller, beside Toni Collette, Donnie Wahlberg and Haley Joel Osment, who was just 10 years old during filming. The film was released in the U.S. on August 6, 1999, and follows the story of child psychologist Malcolm Crowe, Bruce, when he is shot by a former patient, Donnie, during a break-in. After taking time to recover, he begins working with 9-year-old Cole Sear, Haley, who reveals that he sees dead people, but they're completely unaware that they're no longer alive. At the very end, it emerges that Malcolm actually died in the shooting, and has been dead throughout his entire time treating Cole, with the reveal sending shockwaves through audiences around the world. Decades on and, while the filmmaker has just released his latest masterpiece, Trap, with Josh Hartnett, we're still recovering from those final few minutes when the truth behind the health expert's creepy bond with his patient was unearthed. Fans were truly rocked when the movie was released, rushing back to the cinemas in their droves to rewatch it immediately, trying to pick at the telling signs that the story wasn't quite as it seemed. The Sixth Sense grossed more than $672 million at the worldwide box office, with reviewers raving about M. Night's efforts behind the camera, decades later, and it still boasts a whopping 86% critic score, compared to 90% from the audience. Many branded it a masterpiece, packed soul-freezing scares, and a twist that will not only smack you upside the head but leave the hairs on the back of your neck standing up at least 5 or 6 times. Such praise isn't surprising to Avi Kaufman, who was in charge of casting for The Sixth Sense, and, speaking to usnews.co.uk for the 25-year anniversary, she praised the filmmaker for changing the landscape in Hollywood, while opening the door for others. It's interesting when people leave it to where the mind can just wander on its own, she reflected. Maybe it was one of the first ones where everybody had to go see it again, and then that was great for Night. Those movies are very curious. He opened up a big fat door in the film business. I'm sure it has held up, but I haven't seen it probably in 20 years. I would have to look at it again, but I bet it does. With the writing and the acting, I bet it does. There is no denying that the final scenes of the film had everyone talking for months after the credits rolled, but it sadly may not have the same effect today, with social media routinely flooded with spoilers just moments after a film's release. Unfortunately for Avi, while we were all blown away by the twist, she didn't quite get the same experience as she had to read through the entire script before the movie was even greenlit, so that she could get started on building the cast, meaning that she wasn't as surprised as the rest of us. While Bruce was hired immediately, and was one of the reasons that the film even became a reality, it was a different story for the rest of the gang, who all went through a lengthy audition process to secure their roles. The casting director embarked on a big search to find the perfect Cole, but was left truly stunned when Haley walked through the door for a reading, knowing instantly that she had found her star. We weren't looking necessarily for the all-American, blonde hair, blue-eyed young boy, she insisted. I did a big search. I was in LA, and I was just reading actors. I had done a big search with non-actors and actors, and Haley Joel Osment walked in, and I remember reading him and going, oh, my God. I didn't even give him any direction, and then he just went there, with this stare, about seeing dead people. I ran into producer Kathleen Kennedy's office, and Bruce Willis was sitting there, and I was like, I think I just found the kid. You walk into a process like that, thinking, will I ever find him? Where is he? Where in the world? Australia, UK? But he was there. I think I still have the big fat video player and ate something that you put into the video. I think I still have his original reading. I think if I saw Haley tomorrow, I would say the same thing to H.